Interesting.
I do want to make a bit of an early prediction, just looking at what Ice has been spamming in his pubs. So he talked about the Alchemist, Shannon.
Yes.
Maybe they don't have to fourth pick it if they run it offlane. Maybe that's the bait and switch. So I was thinking like EG or Quincy, maybe they do the bait and switch with the Spirit. I totally agree with you. I think if you don't do that in the first game, then there's a much higher likelihood that the second game that's going to happen. Because, okay, we can't beat EG with like our normal style. Let's switch it up. Like maybe normal Dota just works against them. Like they're not refined enough to beat us. That's fine. Win the series like that. Game 2, that might happen. But what if EG does it? What if they pick this Alchemist that you think, okay, they just ran 2 Alchemist drafts in a row. Boom, it's an offlane. All of a sudden you've Alch and then like Medusa carry or something like that. I mean, that's a little greedy, but you could do some crazy shit with an Alch offlane. Get some like good Ags heroes.
Hey, I would love to. I mean, do people actually just go for the Ags?
They do.
If they're offlane?
Yep.
Oh my God, please let this happen. I'm begging you.
It's a real thing. If you go through Ice's page, he's just Alch offlane with Brown Boots Urn at like 35 minutes.
All right, that sounds like a Slacks type build. Jesus.
I know.
Well, minus the Urn, I guess.
Sounds very unlike Ice. You know, this is someone who's a playmaker and more, stylish. To hear that he's very selfless in Alchemist play, I'd have to see it to believe it. But we'll see if it's something they pull out in competition play. Looks like our first pick, though, is going to be a Nyx Assassin. One to, eliminate a chunk of the hero pool from hopefully showing up now that they didn't get banned. I'm talking about, Spirits, of course, your Puck, who was ignored.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I went through the drafts of both respective teams in the DPC thus far, and from EG's side, I'm pretty sure they haven't even gotten Nyx yet because it's just been first banned every single time. So interested to see that. An immediate Puck counter as the Void Spirit. So this is where the flex potentially could come in, right? Because this, historically speaking, is going to be a Quinn hero. Have we seen Leslau play it at all? I don't think so. Not in the DPC yet.
Man, it would be tough. Like I think I'm 90% sure he's still playing on ping, and so yeah, it would be really tough to play this hero in the offlane on such high ping. Like Brazil ping's worse than Europe ping.
Oh, Beastmaster, okay. So that's a hero that we've seen consistently banned in like that second phase, so getting it out early here.
Yeah, Enchantress was banned, so you don't have to worry about that, and it opens up this potential summon strat to begin rolling out a bit. So I'm curious if EG are going to find a way to pick up some early deflection. I mean, even Coddle being banned is another great anti-push, anti-summon, so we'll see what they get.
These first phase bans are like super targeted, like any team that plays really well around like a Coddle or Enchantress as a 5, like these heroes just do way too much from the 5 position. Enchantress pushes towers as well as just like dumpsters the lane. Coddle literally lets you make like twice the amount of moves, which obviously isn't fair. Batrider, of course, that's the Abed hero, or that's everybody's spamming that hero, this Batrider hero. You can play it mid, you can play it off lane. Death Prophet's been highly contested, especially in other regions, which I would assume these teams are like looking a lot at the other regions because they're the best teams in NA. But this Beastmaster, it's so annoying actually playing this Nyx Assassin into Beast because you're just walking around Invis trying to scout, and he just has his Necro 3s already out, and he just roars and kills you. It's one of the hardest heroes to play into. And with the cooldown reduction on Necro in the last patch, like everybody's just spamming Necro off cooldown. They're not even just using it for roar. They're just using Necros to farm. So like it's just it's like a gem, essentially.
When you pick Beastmaster this early, does it force the other team to get rid of Lycan, or is that not really? I mean, we've seen Lycan Beastmaster like win every game that it's been picked, which is rare, right?
Yeah.
Pretty hard to stop.
10 seconds remaining.
I feel like
do they have enough wave clear for it to matter, I guess?
Not so far. Like the Puck and Nyx are nowhere near enough. These heroes do nothing to these like summons, honestly. Almost nothing. Puck has to have like an insane game. You need some like scaling clear, something that like a Juggernaut with the Ag Shard, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. At this level, it's hard to say, right? Because maybe these teams think that like we've seen mostly these like Div 2 teams lose to like the Beast Lycan strats. So maybe it's just really hard to deal with, but with like more of a, more of like an organized team, maybe you actually can deal with the summons by like counter pushing better or whatever.
They'll probably fill the holes elsewhere. Maybe get something like Underlord for the offlane. They banned the Rubik. Maybe they'll get like an Earthshaker to help combat a big summon push or something. At least have a strong defensive high ground to kind of fall back on. But yeah, I would agree. It's something to be wary of, whether you ban the Lycan or just pick something to prepare for the potential of it. I'd say it's something you don't want to sleep on.
One difference I saw in terms of the picks so far, I mean, obviously Arteezy and Yawar can play a lot of heroes, but based on what they've played so far, aside from Morphling, which I think was just one game, Arteezy is basically only played melee heroes, where Yawar has, like, it's basically split. Plays a lot of... one of the carries that plays a lot of ranged heroes, which I find interesting. Not sure if that's like a purposeful thing in the drafts for Quincy Crew, but like a Drow with a Beastmaster, eventually, if you can get it, and it looks like an okay Drow game, it could be pretty damn powerful.
That's true.
Destroying buildings.
Yeah, Drow is like, sometimes there's just free Drow games where like the enemy team has some troll, and like literally all you do is just kite the guy through his ult, and like their whole win condition is gone. And or some heroes that like fight around cooldowns, and then all of a sudden you have this like push strat, and you just are like fighting nonstop, and the game ends at like 15 minutes. Sometimes like, yeah, Drow could be like a bad hero, and it's sometimes like still extremely good.
All right, early carry bans coming out from Quincy. The respect on the PA is definitely an intriguing one. Kind of wonder if that means they're trying to go something like a troll or some sort of heavy late game fighter that doesn't like to deal with the, heavy brass strike of a PA typically.
And remember, Medusa and Alk are still in the game. I would say Medusa very unlikely for Quincy Crew, considering there's a Nyx. I mean, do you think the same thing, guys? Because a lot of my mentality is very old school in terms of counters. Like, I just think of the mana burn. It just absolutely destroys Medusa to the point that you have to just build like differently on her. Like, you have to get BKB and just like items that don't give you potential, like these huge stats like Scotty, because you just get absolutely destroyed by mana burn. Or is that not as much of a thing anymore, would you say?
Doesn't feel like as
free farming for a while.
It's like, you need to have some solutions to Medusa, so like it does let you have the option to kill her, but if she's having a good game, it doesn't feel like as much as it used to be. I feel like this Mystic Snake has been buffed enough that like even the Ag Shard, have you seen the Ag Shard of Medusa? It's like legitimately really good. If you get mana burn, you just send a snake back at the Nyx and it takes his mana from him. So like it doesn't do anything. Of course he could carapace it, but you still get his mana.
It doesn't take the mana from him technically, right? It creates it out of nowhere. Isn't that
creates
how
it
it
out of
works now?
nowhere. Yeah, it creates it out of nowhere.
One of the greatest quality of life changes in Dota history, by the way. Very underrated. Most annoying spell for quite a while.
Yeah, mana burn is not a cool concept for an ability. Anyway, look at these bans.
EG has their two supports. Quincy Crew still, I mean, based on what their drafts have been like thus far, still need a position 5 or 4, depending on what this Witch Doctor is going to be. I assume it's a 5.
Probably a 5, yeah. So they first phase this Beastmaster. They already banned the Enchantress, so you can't steal the boar. And then they actually banned the Chen, which would be another boar solution. And then they pick the Witch Doctor, which takes that away from the potential boar solution. And then so EG picks Crystal Maiden, which is basically like the one other hero that's not Mirana that can actually kill the boar. Like, we have every single boar killer picked or banned in this draft. There it is. There it is.
Okay, one thing I will say, this is a really good Mirana game because in terms of the setup, we saw the, obviously, Roar into Arrow is a big one, but the Yules into Aether Remnant into Arrow is also crazy good. So, going to be seeing a lot of 5-second arrows this game. But do they have enough to deal with Alk? I mean, this is a very it feels like a very fast-paced lineup from Quincy Crew. So, that's technically a benefit against an Alchemist that just wants to sit and farm for at least a certain period of time.
Actually, you said it. Like, Yawar is the type of guy to play these ranged carries. And also, like, the draft that they have so far is really fast-paced. And I think a way that you can make it more fast-paced is to put the Mirana as a carry, which I've actually seen Yawar spam back when that was a very popular thing to do a couple of months back when she just got buffed with the Aghanim Shard with the crit. I think that would be actually really good. If you get some Vessel Carrier in another role, maybe like Earth Spirit for MSS or something like that.
I mean, you could still just put this Mirana as the 4 and then
you can
get Drow.
That's
like,
true.
Drow in this lineup is crazy still.
Yeah, that's true. The only problem with that is, like, if EG can defend their towers, I think you just lose eventually to the Alchemist with Drow. He just jumps her. She feeds relentlessly like that hero.
Like, how well do you think Mirana carries these days? Because the shard is very interesting. It gives you that crit after the leap and whatnot, but I forget what else was changed to make her. It feels like she drops off after a while, or at least she used to. I haven't really seen a whole lot of position 1 on this patch.
Hard to say, because like I didn't see it. Like, we didn't see enough of it to say like how does it do against like a Riki or an Alchemist late game, right? But it felt pretty good. Like it feels like the damage he does with the amplification from the shard is enough to outcarry a lot of heroes in the late game. Like especially if she can get like an MKB, Daedalus, these sorts of items. Like if she can snowball, I think you could see a Mirana like tearing apart an Alchemist. She just needs a good game. That's all.
So this is where we're gonna find out. I mean, they're banning offlane heroes for Ice, but you talked about the possibility of having Alk as that. We're just gonna assume it's not an offlane because I don't want to get too excited quite yet. So heroes that are still in the pool for him include Tidehunter is obviously the main one. Nature's Prophet was just taken out. Is OD actually still in the draft? It is. We saw him play 1 game on OD. I mean, still quite a few heroes in the pool for Ice. Even the god-awful Legion Commander that we hate to see that he fed on. Not his fault, of course. It's the hero, as we've established many a time.
Sadly, it is a decent Legion game. There's a lot of stuff that you can purge, and I know you hate the fact that I'm saying that.
I mentioned Underlord before. I think Root is also beneficial, and maybe spamming out waves could be pretty nice when you're going against a small zoo strat here. Plus whatever.
It's true.
Just sit in front of towers, defend for the Alk. That sounds pretty good. What else?
Is Quincy Crew's last pick? I mean, again, the beauty of the draft is if you're right in the fact that Ice has been spamming Alchemist, then if you're Quincy Crew, you don't really know for sure what position the Alchemist is. And on the other side, you don't know what position Mirana is either, right?
Yeah.
So both teams kind of keeping things close to the vest as of yet.
Yeah, they know there's like potential like cheese switcheroos that could happen here.
They banned the OD. So offlane OD was something Quincy Crew did not want to risk handing over. But still plenty of options if it is an Ice hero that they're 5th picking.
Puck could be offlane too. Like they could do this a number of ways, right?
You could.
There's a lot of flex in this lineup.
Yeah. I'm curious if these two teams are still, I don't want to say stubborn, but still very adamant that's like, this is the mid lane. Here it is. It's not really changing. It's not flipping. That's how things have gone for Quincy. And even EG's trends have been puck and bat early for Abed and not switching it. So let's see.
You know, you could Lycan. I feel like it's bad against Witch Doctor Mirana, but for the game, there's not much that deals with the Lycan. Like if EG picks it and puts it off lane and they wolf bite the Alchemist, that seems like, okay, just Tidehunter. That seems about right for Ice.
Yeah, it's a safe pick, I feel like. Okay, what do you think of Drow at this point now? Still available. It is, you're right. Like there's a certain point where you just lose, but you put so much pressure, and it's a Tidehunter who doesn't, I mean, he's not going to really do much when you're pushing down time. He's just going to anchor smash. Like he's not going to get that early blink typically, right? You go for other items before that, typically speaking, at least from what I've seen.
It's a good Drow game. It's a good Drow game. Yeah. It's you beat the cooldown of the Tide Ravage. That's a big thing.
I mean, you could also, if this is a support, Medusa. I was gonna say Jug could help them push as well, but they go for a slower hero.
Medusa Alchemist. Okay.
That's a battle of meta titans right now. It's a battle of titans already with EG versus Quincy. Gentlemen, the picks are done. You got to make a prediction now.
Medusa against Nyx. All right, we're going to see how hard that gets countered. You know what? I am going to go Quincy Crew, game 1, for no particular reason, because I think it's going to be a good game regardless.
I'm going to go EG. I think picking a timing hero into Alchemist is never correct. I think they're going to give the Alch too much farm. He's going to stomp them. I think Arteezy is going to win this game.
All right, let's get into a break. But when we come back, we have Lyrical, we have Gods, and we have special guest Owie2000 joining us once again on the mic. We'll see you soon.
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody that are Dota fans. We've got a great one for you today. It's the game we've all been waiting for. I'm joined by some fabulous guests as well. We got Parker Gods as well as Owie2000 here to do the broadcast. Gentlemen, how you feeling about the game? Did you guys particularly like the draft? Either of you have a particularly strong response to it?
You know, I'm excited for the game itself. I'm happy we get this kind of carry battle, the Alk versus Dusa. You know, we've seen some slow-paced games with these heroes, but very strategic games. So I'm looking forward to it.
And Owie, you feeling the love? Do you love Dusa?
Yeah, I sort of like how Quincy crew are approaching Alchemist. I think a lot of the time you see Alchemist in pubs and people say like, oh, you need to like all in, pick like some I don't know what's the most aggressive carry there is and just like go all keep running at him. It's a very hard style to pull off versus a team like EG. If you don't have the scale to match Alchemist, you're on a timer. Because Alchemist is like, this hero is insane in the mid-late game. And he's not, like, if you run around after him and you're both only farming one neutral camp, he's still getting more gold than you. You have to like be able to steal his camps and prevent him from farming. And a hero like Dusa is actually surprisingly good like that. Like if they go lanes well, Dusa is going to farm aggressively. But they're actually doing something pretty smart in EG, right? They pick this Tidehunter because they see the Beastmaster, and they're going to limit like the strength of the cores by going aggro tri-lane. Sorry, the strength of the supports by going aggro tri-lane. If the supports are low level because they're dealing with the aggro and sharing EXP, they're not going to be able to pressure Elk on the map.
Yeah, this feels like an EG special. They run this like aggro tri-lane, this RTZ playing in the offlane more than anyone else, and they're going to force Mirana already to kind of TP up and go for a full tri-lane versus tri-lane.
Well, and this sets us up for some really interesting things in the mid game as well. Sometimes these tri-lanes end up just being, you know, the two safe lane carries sitting back to the jungle and farming afterwards. But we saw that Beastmaster stat, one of the top heroes right now getting picked all across. And it feels like Leslau as well as Ice 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 are going to be two of the main players in this one that need to, you know, just make the big moves together and be the ones setting the tempo around the game.
I like at top, both Crit and MSS, they both bloody blocked the big camp. I think both sides are not wanting it to spawn. I'm not sure who actually benefits more. EG have the side pull, MSS has the arrow to clear the creep, but it seems like both wanted to block it.
Go on top.
Nice combo as they throw out that arrow, able to connect, fly, in some trouble, and one last punch from Yuar, able to get the kill. In spite of being a little bit down in CS, very deadly tri-lane up here for Quincy crew.
That was a really nice side step from Yawar. He has like the presence of mind. They're going on the CM, she's arrowed, but he's attack animation canceling, so he can get just out of the Crystal Nova range. If he gets hit by that Nova, they don't get the kill. Just flies the Solve there to live. It's a pretty big difference maker.
Very nice. You can see that already having a pretty close going of it up top here as Crit hiding off in the trees, and looks like they're going to spot him LOA and MSS, but not really a kill potential if Yuar's not nearby.
Abed's doing really well in mid so far, by the way. 11-2 to the 5-2 of Quinn. Gets another deny. And yeah, Quinn's having a bit of a rough time early on. Is trying to rush the bottle, which is partly why he's having a bit of a struggle in this lane.
Yeah. Abed actually already has his completed, though. So definitely, I mean, I think everybody's been talking up Quinn and how good he's been out of the mid this entire season. Abed's showing, obviously, no slouch either. This dude is really freaking good at Dota as well.
I think the interesting lane this game is going to be bottom, because this has always traditionally been like a Tidehunter counter pick. Like you're facing like, it's even worse because you're facing Ice 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 and you're on ping. Like that sounds really rough. Oh, they're going on top. Witch Doctor goes down.
Played. EG able to find themselves a little kill here as well. Yeah, so do you think that it's mainly going to be like sort of how does Leslau manage to find farm in this lane, or you think it's like that he's how do you play this if you're him?
I think you're screwed at this point, to be honest. Like you're on ping in your offlane versus Tidehunter who got to double wave you. Like it's a really hard matchup. Like EG are actually just stopping these lanes. You also got that first blood, but this lane decision by EG was really good, because if you just put a Tidehunter versus Dusa, like this is really good versus Tide and lane, because you just you keep nuking him down with your Mystic Snake for free, and you just keep pushing the lane into him. But right now, like I think this is a beyond free farm Tidehunter.
Oh my god.
Solo kill mid lane.
Dude,
Monka.
this game started off by Quinn and Arteezy tipping each other, and Abed has just sort of come in and like completely started wrecking here mid, looking really good on this puck.
Yeah, and 4-minute runes coming up. Quincy have kind of have their supports ditch the top lane for now. Crit is trying to secure it for Abed, but luckily MSS able to snag the invis rune. Otherwise, this mid lane would have been a disaster if Abed got the bottle refill.
Yeah, it's a good clutch by MSS there. I think, man, this game's it's not looking the greatest for Quincy crew right now. I think they're gonna have to rely on when Quinn hits 6, he needs to like TP to the tri lane and kill them and hope that Abed does have resources for a good counter gank.
Jeez.
Well, mid though.
Maybe.
Yeah, can he get the return kill?
This would be good. Yeah, I mean, he thought about going all in for that one. Ends up expending a good amount of resources here. And Abed is just going to have the salve brought back out. Tries to regen up, and we'll see if he can get the bounty rune afterwards, I guess. Like we were for.
That's a really nice sell by Abed, because he killed Quinn, right? And the response of a lot of players is to buy like some small items and be greedy. But instead, Abed, he brings the salve, knowing that he killed him and Void Spirit's gonna be up on resources. He doesn't want to lose in a bounty rune fight.
Oh, and he orbed aggressively to go steal this bounty.
That is really good.
Holy moly, that's so good. And
'Cause-
that means 4, or is that just 3? 3 of them going the way of EG.
Radiant's middle tower.
You guys can
Damn.
imagine, like, if he had to walk back to base there, Void Spirit's gonna have bounty rune control, and then he's gonna have to spend a TP to mid, and if Void Spirit's gonna hit 6, and he's gonna TP top and kill them, and Puck will have no TP.
Yeah.
But instead, like, there's no play option for Quinn now. It's just
And
like,
Quinn had no way to refill his bottle, yeah.
exactly, yeah. Now Quinn's down on resources. He's going for a play mid.
Crit here though. And it just feels like a slow and steady lead. Good arrow there, able to connect onto Crit, and that might keep alive and maybe even set up a counter goal. Although no, Quinn went in aggressively. Abed not able to find the follow-up there onto Void Spirit. Things getting really testy as 5 heroes are mid.
And this next rune's gonna be very game-changing. Both the mids have no resources.
Abed's not even going for it. He realizes he has no supports to help secure it, so it looks like Quinn's going to get it for free. Yeah, both top and bottom room being secured for Quincy, so nice play from them.
They use coil and 2 jumps there on Void Spirit, and now Puck is hopefully for Quincy. He's gonna have to TP mid here because there's a wagon about to his tower. So he TPs mid. This is like Quincy's opportunity to get back in the game.
They do have a bit better farm on Medusa over the last couple of minutes. We can see that she's been able to catch up to the Alchemist. Again, it's against an Alchemist. But as you said, that big problem is the lane down bottom. And you can see Ice, his 100th game of Tidehunter. And he is absolutely owning it. 41 and 14 on the CS here, just 6.5 minutes.
He said in the interview, you know, he's going to win his lane if he has a even slightly even matchup. This is not an even one, and he is crushing it. Going for a kill with the Ravage down bottom. Crit's there to follow it up with an Impale. Damn, kill off Leslau.
Dire's bottom tower.
All right, really good stuff here across the board for Evil Geniuses. They're going to try and find a follow-up here. Arteezy does a little shuffle step, able to back away, and they can't get anything as mid. Drop the silence, drop the coil. They're on Quinn yet again. Tries to live through this one. Do they have any more nukes? They actually don't. Able to live with that resonant pulse, and now Abed not quite able to get the finish off there onto Quinn. Ejects up there to the north and will not be able to find him, it looks like.
He's still looking.
Yeah.
He's scanning, he's jaunting in, but yeah, Quinn's back to base.
I think these raindrops have been pretty MVP in the mid lane. Like, both mid laners are surviving just off this one item. Quinn's even buying a second raindrop.
Yeah, I bet you went through like 4 charges in that one mid clash earlier, and yeah, had one there.
So, like, sort of more macro looking at this game, how much does it matter that EG are coming out ahead, like, in the lanes? It's not an absolutely huge margin like we've seen in some of them, but it's definitely a win.
I think it's I mean, lanes are always important, but I think it's specifically a big deal when you have this Alchemist lineup.
Yeah.
The thing about like trying to push aggressively into Alchemist is that if they have a hero that can just sit in front of your entire team and wall off like that area of the map for him to farm, like Tidehunter, and he's having a good game, like you can't run through to him. And I said like you don't have to like all in run at the Alchemist, but you do still need to put some map pressure, right?
Okay.
Like ideally it's just not like, oh, if we mess up one time in our pressure, we're gonna lose the game. And I don't see him moving past this Tidehunter to farm EG's camps right now.
They smoked, I believe, under a ward because, yeah, Ice is hugging behind his tier 1 tower. He seems to know exactly what's going on. And yeah, the Alchemist is also just a full almost, what, 700-800 gold ahead of Medusa. It just feels like Alka's going to hit his item timings well before the Medusa comes online, at least at this rate.
Yeah, absolutely. You get a couple of items there. Possessed Mask on the ground, as well as I think a Fairy's Trinket we saw, which is going to be pretty good for Quinn, if that's what he's got coming out. Still bottling this DD, and you can see this extended move down bottom to try and set up something, either taking the tower or what have you, with the Necro books that Leslau has, is not going to work. Likewise, though, he's been able to farm in the jungle, so it's not all lost for Quincy Crew.
Abed's stealing enemy stacks here.
Yeah.
Like, EG's just playing this economy game, it feels like, where Quincy's making the smoke move, sitting bottom, not doing anything. Crit's got the wave mid to get some gold as well as XP, so it just feels like EG's getting more right now.
Ooh, Jet, though, trying to go onto Crit, able to find a kill. They get something out of it, but again, down bottom, Ravage. They turn this now onto the Witch Doctor. They're going to use the Roar afterwards and trying to buy just a little bit of extra space for themselves. So Ravage used, but they hold on to that tower, and Ice obviously living through it as well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, Fly could be in some trouble here.
Yeah, Quinn.
Our fight over the rune.
That was really weird. Okay.
Trying to leave for Abed, but yeah.
Not gonna get it. And now Quinn trying to chase down the puck. This is a little bit deadly. Getting up close and center. But the coconut is going to bounce back to the creep camp, and Quincy Crew just going to try and out-farm that one a little bit away from EG.
I think Quinn didn't have a jump there, and Fly is trying to save the rune, so it just ended up looking really awkward there. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how Quincy Crew try to open up the map and get some tier 1s. It just looks impossible against this Tidehunter. Like if you have all your tier 1s up, it's really hard to push forward, of course, right? And this Tidehunter is just going to go to any tier 1 they push and just stand there. Obviously he's really fat, like this Tidehunter. I don't think they can touch him this game.
Yeah, he's about to finish the hood, which is going to give him a lot of extra survivability as well.
And he has a Possessed Mask, which is honestly when you gank him, if you hit a creep wave, you're getting an extra couple hundred HP from that.
It's crazy. It's like all the extra strength too. It's just
it's a really good item for him.
Man. Well, things definitely going well for EG as Arteezy continuing to farm. This is where we've seen him so many times throughout this league, is just on the other side of his map while the rest of his team does stuff. And it doesn't even necessarily feel like EG really have to make that many moves. It feels like the impetus is on Quincy Crew to be making those moves, and they're going to try and do it now.
Oh,
they got level 6
now.
on Witch Doctor.
They got scan coming in.
They knew.
Arteezy heads up. I don't know if it's him scanning. Whoever did just saved his life.
Yeah. They're going to try and move through the jungle here and find him on the backside. This is a good move from Quincy Crew. If they can find it for the kill, jump in. Coconut connects the Maledict as well. He has taken a ton of damage, and that might just be enough to take him down. Arteezy will hop to the Maledict in a moment. Maybe, yes. Quinn gets the kill. It comes at the cost of LOA. You take that one every day of the week. But if they lose Quinn now, that might be a little bit worse for the wear. Lore comes out, trying to show up. Leslau turns on to Crit, finds that kill. So they find another follow-up pickoff, and you are moving into position, but the Ravage comes out in time. MSS now moving over, trying to take down Fly. They're fighting in the jungle. Leslau going to drop. Abed gets out. Now Ice is just going to walk at UR and say, come and deal with me, dropping the items on the ground. Oh, what a guy.
It's the classic Ice. Huge team fight. I mean, both teams play that well with some really nice responses, but I think Quincy are going to be happy they killed the Alchemist, but it did come at pretty heavy costs.
Yeah, I think right now, Quinn doesn't really have a game. He's way lower in net worth than even I thought he would be. I don't actually know what happened. I think it's because he was just trying to hang on bottom. He feels like he has to force something to happen this game, but he's sacrificing his game to do it. They're going on bottom a little bit.
Well, trying to do something here, but again, this is a big fish man. They might eventually kill him though with no Ravage. So Ice. Just a bit too far forward, and MSS lets him know how he feels about it.
that was an insane play.
Yeah.
The tier 1's alive. You're basically at the tier 2. I mean, he's not top net worth on his team, so it's not too bad. But actually, I was just mentioning Quinn doesn't have a game. That actually gives him something, because it was a lot of EXP for him. Also, while his Tidehunter's dead, they might pressure this bot tower, which is huge. More importantly, if he revives here, uses TP, they might be able to get a different tower.
Yeah, and no Ravage for 60 seconds. So the combo of the Ravage and then, like you said, that death has really opened things up for Quincy Crew.
He will TP in, but Quincy, they have 4 heroes down here. Are they going to make this play?
I mean, it's a smoke
It
up
seems
from
ballsy.
Puck and Fly as well, but they know Ice is back here. He has no
Yeah, he
way
needs
out.
help.
They're Coconut going in. Maledict as well. Everything dropped on his head. And I think Ice is dead. They're canceling. Well, they're still going in with the TPs. Abed goes in for the coil, connects onto two of them. Fly there as well. Wants to pop the ulti and make something happen here. But in the end, it's MSS and LOA. Although if they can get less loud too, that would be big. War moving in.
So much damage.
Has the stone gaze, needs to make something happen here. The silence onto several. Leslau goes down, doesn't quite connect, but they do get the puck. And Abed dropping now. A couple quick and important kills from Quincy crew. EG still took down 3, and Quinn's looking for more as he finds Crit here. Hiding behind the tower. A couple more punches is all he needs. And a double kill for Quinn. Quincy crew are kind of pulling this back a bit.
Is under attack.
Yeah, that's a really good play from them. I mean, of course, Oak was farmed the entire time, so the Goge didn't change. But I think the EXP, I don't actually know how to check. I think we went over this last time I cast it. I don't know how to check the
F7.
EXP graph, but that looked good for them.
F7, there you go. We got it.
Nice. All right. Yeah, so it's a big EXP swing for them. They're on Alchemist here too.
Oh,
Just
LOA
steal the
going to
map.
steal
Nice.
it. Nice. Will he die for the
Very
other one? No,
sneaky.
He's looking for it. In the meantime, Fly was able to get the bounty rune up top, but he does pay his for the price of that one with his life.
Yeah.
It's an Alchemist bounce rune, so you feel pretty good at, with that as Fly, but oh man, they got the bot tower, so they can actually play Dota, so that's like a huge sigh of relief from the Quincy crew side. And more importantly, Quinn's actually starting to get a game. Like in the last couple minutes, he got like 1,500 net worth or something. Maybe 3 minutes, which is like, it's not amazing, but it's more than you expect, like with this poor start, I think.
Yeah. Plus the levels. He was like level 9 or 10 when I was
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
He's
it's
already
huge.
level 12. Like,
I mean, but you can see like how Quincy crew like watched. Oh, what a combo! Oh, that was
They connect.
spicy.
And now Crit has forced backing away, giving the tip back to Abed. What a combo.
Yeah, this Void Spirit versus Puck matchup is actually a sick matchup because they both counter each other, right?
Radiant's top
Like-
tower is under attack.
Ooh, Arteezy charging up a stun.
they're not
Please
gonna
walk
come
up
high
to my high ground.
Dire have a ward though. They saw himself stun.
It connects. Arteezy's in trouble. They got him
Ravage to the
underside.
right.
Oh, Maledict down. It
CMO.
misses onto Arteezy though. That's going to be a punishing one, and they got to back out now. As everybody tries to retreat, Quinn went a bit too far. In the meantime, they did get that tower. And it looks like they're likely going to lose LOA. Leslau should have a free path out of there. But yeah, they take down that Witch Doctor.
It's a very nice Chad play by Arteezy there. He knows that like he has SMY Battle Fury at like 16 minutes. Even if you max arrow stun him with like all the stuns on Quincy crew, he's not going to die there. He's Ravage behind him. Very nice map control play.
They're setting up on him again, though. Up top, Roar comes out, arrow afterwards, and well, SNY is
Alright, I
nice,
lied.
but when you don't have chemical range, a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
All right,
called
you
a
need the
caster.
chemical
You're
range
right.
and the Ravage behind you. Those are the conditions, you know?
Yeah. I think, yeah, the Ravage is the big one. When Ice is there, they have no... They basically, stunning all of the Beastmaster summons and all the right-click damage, it just changes everything.
Yeah, even just like one Crystal Nova with his Auton, he can't die. But like if you're alone like that, that's a little rough. That was a... I mean, Arteezy sometimes has those deaths, but still pretty out of character for him. And, yeah, no, that's huge for Quincy crew, for sure.
I'm on the sideline as Crit goes into Vendetta and now trying to chase down Quinn, but they don't have a sentry ward around. They have one over to the side now.
He's about to run into it.
Ooh.
He's just on the edge of it.
Outside
Crit's so
range.
good.
Oh my god.
Oh, they see the Alchemist channeling stun.
Now that's still going to be a dead LOA, but Quinn should be able to make his way out of here.
Ooh, triple range creep for Alchemist. Feels good, man.
Going this same like outbuild that we've been seeing, the SMY, well, Battle Fury, SMY, Heart, and AC. It feels like once Out gets these 4 items, you kind of reach this kind of unkillable status.
Yeah, Quincy could have some really good wards up, though, I gotta say. There's some nice vision right now. I think once Witch Doctor gets up, he's gonna TP somewhere and smoke them. They have his OT up, and they want to use this. Oh, he almost has Orcan Void Spirit, so they're gonna get that, and then they're gonna go, I think.
You can see there the Puck Void Spirit matchup 31-30. So clearly it's going to be 31 each after this game
Hey.
if we want to keep that balance.
Who's leading right now?
Good question. I missed it.
Same.
It looks
Yeah.
like Void Spirit is. Knoxville's yelling at us in Discord, so yeah, shout out to him, keeping us
good.
honest.
Okay, Smoker from EG here. They have Blink Dagger on the Tidehunter. They're looking for this Dusa. I think SCG might tank the smoke. He's walking a really nice path.
Radiant scan, they hit. Hello, hello. That's fine. He's perfectly happy with that. And they even got most of the Ancients on their way out as well. Nice little move there, but EG, 5,000 gold lead. You know, Medusa's been able to keep up fairly well, but I think it's what you're mentioning, what you mentioned earlier about like this sort of discrepancy between Quinn and Puck and how much Abed has this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually a bit surprised Ice doesn't have more, which like looks good for Quincy Crew. I thought with that start he was just gonna like completely hold the game together and like he's some Iron Wall. They're gonna go for a Smoker wrap on tier 1 mid and try to get that. They have Necro 3. I think Jenkins was mentioning it, but this new code on Necro 3, you just pop that shit and you always have it.
They scout Ice with the Hulk, but they don't want to go on him.
Instead
it looks like Fly's going to
one.
get picked off.
Nice
They
little
might
pick
turn
off
this on
here.
Voice Spirit.
Abed, he drops down the
Abed
court.
has no
Everybody else
backup,
is
though.
gone.
Abed's such a Chad.
I think Abed's dead. Maybe
He's
not.
gonna blink.
Jump.
Radiant's courier.
Tries to get
he's
out of there.
fine.
All right,
Oh, bro,
otherwise not chasing.
Abed never dies in those types of fights. He's just he's actually I think he's the best in the world at that. Like the small skirmishes, split pushing the map. Like I coached him for a while. He just never dies. Just chill.
Look, guy.
Beastmaster was like halfway through a raw animation, but it
Yeah.
never really felt like Puck was going to die at the same time.
Movement up towards the top side now. It looks like EG want to try and control this area of the map. Obviously, we haven't seen anything akin to that, like taking a tier 2 tower before the 20-minute mark. But there is still a pretty pronounced lead that you've got on Evil Geniuses as they finish off the AC on Alk and also have the
They're working.
Academ Shard.
Is under attack.
Oh,
So,
never mind.
Yeah, the shard is nice because you can get rid of the Spirit Vessel charge. I feel like that's usually you see this shard come up later on after the Heart of Trash, but I think Arteezy realizes he's a little bit vulnerable and wants to have that Dispel. He can also save his teammates theoretically with it as well with the Dispel against like the Orchid.
Oh, that's really good actually. You
Yeah.
can take off the. Do you know how is it instant or is it like how fast is a potion?
I think it's the same speed as the Unstable Concoction, but
yeah,
I'm not
that
sure.
makes sense.
I've only
Yeah,
seen
okay.
Alks use it on themselves.
Yeah, when
though.
I bought it, I only cast on myself because it gives me attacks.
Ice, mid. Needs to be careful. Ravage is down. Ooh, Spike Carapace though. And now the turnaround with the Ravage. Oh, it would have been huge if they could have killed Ice, but it didn't work out. Now popping the Stone Gaze and trying to back out of there. They still got their eyes on Ice. The slowdown comes from those Necro books, taunted and kills. So a 1-for-1, at least for now.
Oh, they're gonna turn with Arteezy here.
Okay, and silence there. Onto one from that Orchid. Throws the potion. Gonna keep Fly alive. And it looks like that might be the end of the engagement unless they decide to go for more on EG.
So that's Ravage down. It was Ravage for Dusal, and Dusal's a lot lower cooldown, so we might look at Quincy Crew trying to take this mid tower. EG have this Aegis, but honestly, it's like it's an Alchemist Aegis. If you die with it, you don't have ulti and stuff anymore.
Right.
Feels like they're
Nice,
going to
nice.
just be farming with it and kind of almost, if anything, used it just to deny from Quincy getting it at any point, because I feel like Quincy with the Medusa Aegis, that's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean it's a type of Aegis where if you farm with it and you prevent the enemy from making any plays, like you just feel really good about it. You do look for a fight when you have like a minute or so left on it, but you're not like stressed to do something with it. That's actually my favorite type of Aegis.
Well, in fact, it's interesting. Quincy Crew are the ones that are feeling much more confident moving around that. They even pressure this tier 2 tower down bottom a bit.
Yeah, with no Ravage, I think they feel pretty strong.
Moonlight, SS, spots out Abed.
They can catch him. Nice.
Gets him caught. Arrow. Oh, taunted. Not quite able to get the kill, but will die to the silver nonetheless. And now
could dive
pressure for
Ice
bottom. He's got to be
That's a good
careful.
dive.
Trying to get out of there. Roar. Oh, gonna get it off in time. Quincy Crew find themselves yet another. As Evil Geniuses being bullied back in spite of having that Aegis. And as you said, that Ravage, it's just so important.
Has fallen.
This is a incredible play by Quincy Crew, honestly. They're identifying that like EG right now, if they don't have Ravage, they lack the like control plus damage in a team fight to sorry. They lack the control and damage in teamfights to really kill anything. Like Deuce is gonna press Stone Gaze, which you have before Ravage, and you know, EG got a 20-minute Aegis and they're losing racks.
This is unreal.
That's crazy.
Arteezy didn't have a
7K
TP to
gold.
come back. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they could afford it even with Arteezy, but yeah, that is wild.
I think
Such impressive play from Quincy Crew, and you can see now, you know, down to just a 3,000 gold lead. As you said, Rax going the other way. They can have an option to take over the outpost if they want. But I don't know. This game feels like it's completely fallen over on its head, and they get out right as Ravage comes back up. Does this change at all with Ravage up now?
Yeah, EG are still definitely in this game. Like, the Rax doesn't matter that much, especially with the Alchemist. Like, you don't actually lose that much gold from the lane pushing in. Obviously, to show that hero, but they have some pretty good lane pushing cores. I think a big thing is that once Dusa gets this BKB, like, they don't have anything to touch her on EG. Like, you can't right-click Dusa with Alchemist for a long time. And, like, people say Nyx counters Dusa, but honestly, like, if you can't teamfight as Nyx, then you're pretty sad. So in a way, like, that matchup can go both ways for sure.
Another smoke up now as they're heading to the bounty runes. It doesn't look like Quincy and EG will meet each other here.
Damn, Lazal just got pinged. I saw that. He was trying to deny the bounce rune bottom with this boar, but just barely, like, the animation went on CM first. And they canceled and tried to go for a bounce rune, but it was too late.
Damn. Well, taking the two lanes now while EG are going to pressure out bottom.
I mean, Quincy are pretty happy with this. This Aegis is going to time out, and they're, like, sort of trading farm after they, like... Usually when one team gets an Aegis, like, that team gets the aggressive play and gets map control or whatever, right? But this time, like, Quincy got bot racks, and now they're just trading farm on the map. They traded triangles, which I think is pretty good for Quincy Crew right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This Puck's really vulnerable mid. He has a good sentry there. Preemptive sentry to make sure there's no mid ward.
Radiant's middle tower
Again.
is under attack.
The wards being placed down. I mean, it's basically just been taken off the map with these Necro 3s. It's been so nice, I think, constantly for Quincy Crew just to have access to it. And as long as they're not contained inside their base, you've got pretty much free reign. You're always going to have that vision advantage, the Beastmaster.
Yep, BKB and 1,000 gold for Beastmaster, BKB and 400 gold for Dusa. They're going to want to use that timing. And even a Solar Crest coming up from Mirana, 500 gold. They have a really good timing coming up here. Triple core BKB plus, like, how Dota works, you should think about, like, when you Solar Crest your Dusa, like, you're giving her 80 attack speed, but how damage multiplies in Dota, you're actually giving her a lot more net worth than that. It's like, you get damage and it multiplies by attack speed for DPS, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you might add 4k net worth to Dusa, but, like, you guys have played those games where it's like 120k hero, like, he's way stronger than 2 10k gold heroes, right? So
Yeah.
they're just gonna all amp up this Dusa Beastmaster or Vlad's and Solar Crest, and he's honestly gonna be the same net worth as Alchemist or higher in effective damage.
Plus the bullwhip. MSS using the bullwhip on Deuce as well.
Of course.
Got all the buffs.
What a guy.
But EG, they're smoking, but not finding a whole lot. They've reclaimed their triangle a little bit as far as trying to do some dewarding, but there's still some vision there. Quincy Crew, just in general, constantly maintain great map presence and map control with all their wards.
Vision. They spot Abed here. He's used an orb. Can
He's
they
got the
catch
Lincolns
him?
at least.
Jason. Ooh, good jump away. Fly just barely outside of range, and they got to be careful about this. Arteezy channeling up that stun. They have vision here, though. They see that he's going to self-stun, and it doesn't look like they want to chase that one. A bit too scary.
They should do a Kaidi chaser. He is Alchemist out. They know they can take control of the area.
Right before that happened, they got
EG.
Elven Tunic, too.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good item on Dusa. He was actually sporting some mediocre tier 2 item before that, like Quicksilver Amulet or something. And Quinn had the Aquila, which is sort of weird, but maybe he needs the armor. I think, honestly, like, this game, like, I think this gets said a lot, but it'll come down to the initiation. I think if they get a good, like, Ravage into Alchemist stun and blow up one hero, like, that's how EG can win the team fights right now. Like, Quincy Crew are down 6k, but they're not weaker in team fights right now.
I mean, so many times we've just seen this like big pile of money that's the Alchemist that, you know, if he doesn't manage to get a good, you know, either ult off in fight or if he has to run away because he's getting bursted down, things could just feel really, really bad.
Yeah.
And Roche Possible to respawn in 30 seconds. Quincy crew waiting on that one. They're just playing around this area and still getting pretty decent farm.
I think something like that's important to think about as a carry player is like, how am I going to right-click people this game? Luckily for Arteezy, like in those games where Alchemist gets kited, he probably doesn't have like a puck Tidehunter next, right? Like all 4 of his heroes, you can see this draft is set up for the Alchemist to right-click people, which is obviously really smart by EG.
Well, the perhaps caveat to that is there's 3 BKBs now on Quincy crew, so I think they've itemized knowing that. Yeah, we need to not get stunned, or this Alchemist will kill us. But
Yeah,
I think that's where what you mentioned about the initiation comes into play, where EG need to blow somebody up before they can pop their BKB.
Yeah, that's really smart actually, because you can think about if you think about Quincy Crew's lineup versus EG's, all they have to do is wait out this Alchemist ulti. If they wait out the Alchemist ulti, there's no damage. And Abbott is trying to go for a Desolator, but honestly, I don't really see him being that big damage dealer for someone like a Dusa.
Ooh, dissimulate back. Roche, quick respawn. Ice, use blink. He is crazy.
SVG. You see a Tidehunter, crazy Tidehunter blinks her, and you run at him and cast him as a 5 Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
He's got the shard. That's why he can be a little bit even more of a frontliner. We've already seen him tanking smoke ganks, but with the shard, you have that kind of self-save.
My back status right now. A lot of Radiant have it. They're very, very close on Tidehunter. Dire about a couple hundred gold on all of these different heroes away from having buyback.
He's just going high ground. He's just ignoring this. He's going for the base.
I mean, this is a pretty neat play. Are they going to be able to take down Roche in time, though, it feels like? So they're giving up the tier 3 for Aegis, it looks like, and Abed maybe trying to make a counterplay at the same time. But you can't afford to give it up and then also lose the tier 3. Abed moving in. He's going after it. Lesblau has more available, thinking about going for it. Drops it instead onto the Nyx. And Aegis going to go the way of Quincy crew. At the meantime, Arteezy's hitting the melee racks, but they're all coming back now. Pops the BKB, wants to finish this one off. TP's out of there. And so it is going to be a melee racks for the Aegis.
Okay. I think that's better for Quincy crew personally. They're going to drop a coil, actually. Looking for the MSS kill up top.
But MSS is really
so tanky.
He's scary.
Yeah, that was really good for Quincy crew for sure. I agree with you.
Like, just having this Aegis cheese on Dusa, they can just go push any lane, take any fight, it feels like. Like, yeah, you lost a melee racks, but that's not something that's going to really change the state of this game
Especially,
at all.
I think mid racks is particularly weak. If you look at like how the map works, right? Like, you want your heroes, if you're stronger, you want to be in the middle of the map, right? Because from the middle of the map, you can go anywhere. So if they have the mid racks, your heroes are going to be there anyways to push it out. You don't feel bad getting forced to middle. If they got top racks, then you have to send a hero all the way back to your side lane. Like, that actually means something in Dota. Middle's like, you know?
7,000 gold lead still in the favor of Evil Geniuses. But this game, I'm not really sure how to rate it right now. Like, is there a lead that you kind of get to with EG where he starts like giving out? I mean, he's got a rapier queued up. I guess that sort of tells us where EG feel like this game is going.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's any ags. I mean, the puck ags is very good against these BKBs, but...
Oh, okay. That's why he's not getting eggs. Okay, because I was actually thinking, he saw like 3 core BKBs not getting eggs on puck. Felt a bit weird, but you can always get it from Alchemist later. So, I do think Arteezy should probably give him the eggs at some point.
Maybe feeling like the rapier comes first, but here we go.
Yeah, maybe. They are lacking damage.
Ice, big blink ravage available right here, but they're in the Moonlight Shadow. Oh, they have vision now. They got vision now. Jumps in, ravage pop, BKBs immediately. Did not do what they wanted it to. And now self-stun onto Arteezy. He's under control. Axes go out. Still, they're just ignoring him for the moment. Running in with everybody else, trying to take down Ice in the CM. Ice tries to TP out. Not gonna happen. That hurts. That really hurts. And you can see the play. Immediately, Abed tries to cut the wave, but they need to go back to base. They got people inside. The chase down continues to come. Their BKB's wearing off now, though, and Arteezy jumps, finds the kill onto 1. And now looking for a bit more. Comes out afterwards. Roar drops down, trying to get the kill onto the Alchemist. The right click's coming through. They kill him off. Forces out that buyback fly with the big ulti. Will it be enough? They take down Quinn. Abed still standing tall throughout all of this. Ice is back up front and center against Duar. The stun goes out. On it too. Arteezy now cleaving through a boat. What a huge play. Quincy crew are going to lose absolutely everybody. That was what a freaking great turnaround from Evil Geniuses. I mean, it cost a lot, but they got those kills.
3 buybacks from EG, but most likely they can force some on the Quincy crew side here at least. I think that's got to be your goal, is to try and force those buybacks, but it's very risky to do so because if you die without buyback, you may just lose the game.
That was an amazing team fight. First from Quincy crew, that was really good, right? Like you saw the quick reflexes against that Ravage. I think there's a blink Ravage from Fog and he hit no one. Oh, mid lane.
Yeah, they're going in on him, but
he has his invulnerability shard. Like these buybacks are worth it. Like the buyback means less, I think, on EG than Quincy crew because they're just generating more gold. They have the Death Soul and Puck. They're gonna take racks here.
they have, what, 15 seconds left on most of these heroes. Question is, can they really hold without the Medusa? It feels pretty unlikely. And God, in the amount of time they're trying to hold these buybacks desperately, but as you said, they take a second set of racks because of it.
Yeah.
I mean, how much does that matter, do you guys think?
I mean, I feel like personally the game's kind of in that same state as before, where it's just going to come down to the next big team fight. Like, who gets the better initiation, who secures themselves Aegis as well as Cheese. It's going to be Roche number 3, so you're looking at potential Refresher Shard or an Ag Shard for someone like Puck. This third Roshan is going to be kind of dictate who has the advantage.
Yeah, for sure, the third Roshan's going to decide this game. I think that fight was actually bigger than it looks for EG. I mean, obviously they got a rack, they got all that gold, but most importantly, they got the EXP swing back in their advantage. With the 4 bounty runes, that was way more gold than I thought, honestly, in that fight. Because these 3 buybacks for that, and they're still coming out like plus 7k on that fight. But just having these levels is huge. Like, Ice Ice gets to get Kraken Shell damage. Like, he's really tanky now. I don't think, like, there's no one who's going to build Silver Edge on Quincy Crew, so he's going to be able to stand in front again.
You can see here as well, Arteezy finishes off the Rapier. You are deciding to go for the Daedalus instead. That's his call right now. And, I mean, we've seen these games go one way or the other. If Arteezy can get on top of that Dusa, it's going to be pretty freaking scary.
EG smoke up. They want to take the fight here. Quinn will snag an Arcane Rune. That's a very impactful rune for the next team fight if he can hold on to it.
Gets the gold, no buyback now. So they saved their buybacks, but don't have the gold for buyback regardless. Right now, buybacks only on Beastmaster, Mirana for the Dire. Looking for the jump. Ravage comes out. They didn't BKB in time.
They got you
Taking down Nusa dead. No buyback. Huge win as Quinn just tries to back away. Oh, it's devastating. Oh, man. Are they just going to go in now? I mean, I don't know if they even saw that he bought out right there. They might think he still has buyback potentially.
I think you probably go anyways. I mean, there's a Beastmaster Roar, so you don't have buyback or Arteezy or Rapier, so I guess they're playing it safe. I mean, this is definitely the correct decision. I just wanted to see them go for Throne. Yeah, they're going to secure all the map control for the next Roshan here, because even if Dusa has buyout, like, you wouldn't want to buy out just to get some control of the map, right? Like, you want to buy back and turn into kills. But that pickoff pretty much secures Roshan, I think.
Unfortunately, Roche is not going to be up for 90 seconds plus. But yeah, the map control, they can get their tier 4 neutral items as well. So they're going to be...
It's hard for Quincy Crew to deal with that now. Now that you have the damage from Rapier, like, you can see what this lineup can really do. Just locks one down, Alchemist pops them. And ideally, like, on Dusa, you'll be standing in the front, making it hard for people to hit your teammates. But if you die in 1 second like that, you can't really do that.
Well, and the thing that's so interesting to me too is that this is supposed to be like the strength of Quincy Crew's lineup in a way, is getting that vision down with your Beastmaster, dewarding everything, and EG got the jump on him. Like, I feel like that's sort of a lot of why Beastmaster's been so strong, is like the late game potential to be stronger, getting those team fights going your way.
Yeah, I think EG did a good job. Like, I said that this mid lane of Rax wasn't as important, but honestly, like, they proved me wrong there. They used the vision from it really well. Creeway pushes in, and they can just jump to Dusa because someone has to show on it.
Moonlight, ready to go, leveler down on the ground, but the rest of Quincy Crew nearby, they have sentries in the area. And that one just outside of range, actually, but they do see the Hawk moving in. They're going to kill the Hawk with it, but they don't see that Observer Ward.
And the tier 3s are being, tier 4s are being hit, so EG knows exactly where they are.
Yeah. Nyx has a gem here, so they've got the answers for the Moonlight Shadow. They're just, playing the high ground game.
Arteezy, he doesn't care. He's just blinking and hitting a backdoor tower.
He's fine.
I mean, if Dusa shows like that, like you're pretty free. They won't have damage to kill you without Dusa.
Crit. Moving in,
Ooh,
Force
Staff?
Staff to the high ground. Fancy feet from Crit there. And LOA forced to TP to the tier 2 tower.
Got the D ward though. That's that's pretty important.
That's pretty cute. And both teams have gems now. They know that this last fight will determine the game, so you're just putting any resources you can into just one fight.
Now a flicker on Arteezy. That's going to give him a lot more survivability. The movement speed is nice too, since he's playing without boots. This is going to help his game a lot.
Well, 19,000 gold lead, but the important things to watch for buyback status. It's coming off of cooldown right now, pretty soon here for the Radiant. Still a minute and a half. LOA. Oh, right on top of him, going for the Voodoo switcheroo. But on the other side, they catch the kill on a crit. Abed.
Oh, wow.
Abed?
Thinking about
Stolen
going in
gem.
for more. Wow.
Just charges in there, gets the gem. Good pickup.
Oh, and the timing of that, Roche is respawning early. It's come back up already, and Quincy Crew see it. They know this. Without Nyx, that's a lot of the control that EG are going to be lacking.
So right now, Quincy Crew, they need an Aeon Disc or an Aegis to play versus Ravage Alchemist combo, right? Because you can't let the Dusa die right away. So right now they're going. This is like their only win condition, I think, the game.
And a quick respawn sets it up for them perfectly. Courier goes down. Nick's still 30 seconds away. Throwing
Smoke
out
up.
those arrows. Smoke behind. Looking for a play here. Arteezy ready to jump in on everybody. BKB
Great
right with the
BKB.
BKB. Comes from your ward. Saving his life. But Ahmed, he snatches the Aegis. Oh, that was so needed. Now tries to jump
Cheesy.
away. Arteezy is in a world of hurt though. The flicker out of there. Manages to escape. Fly on the other
turning.
side.
Arteezy's
trying
back
to do
in.
So much damage in the jump onto Dusa. Now in trouble. Now dead. No buyback for Dusa. And look at that Alchemist run on in. Triple kill for Artur. Dude, that flicker was sick. Oh my god. Ultra kill. Go for more. Make my day, please. He's chasing in. Wants another. GG's already been called. Evil geniuses will not be denied.
Wow, what a team fight to end the game on. Yuar was ready for it. He knew the one play EG were going to make, got the fast fingers on the BKB, but Arteezy just played that team fight so well.
Damn, dude. So many dispels, so many answers. That game was wild. I mean, Ali, going into that, like, did it kind of go the way that you felt like it would? It felt like after the laning stage, we were all kind of writing off Quincy Crew, but they were able to pull it back, and then EG just sort of, smacked the hammer down. What do you think about the sort of relative strength of those two teams after that game?
Honestly, I think Quincy Crew played really well this game, but EG had like a really solid game plan and they executed. After the laning phase, honestly, I think like EG's strategy was showing through. They made a couple of like sloppy plays because I think they're getting a bit cocky, but their team fighting is, I mean, obviously they're top tier team in the world. Like their team fight is going to be top tier, and they really displayed that this game. Even if team fights didn't start perfectly, like they were able to get the most of the situation. Like that last fight, Arteezy lived with like 300 HP or something, right? Like that was game. He would have dropped Rapier, Dusa would have got it, and GG. But instead, like they're squeezing out everything from it, and everyone's contributing really well to it.
God, that's it's crazy when you think about it and you put it in that perspective. Like if he goes down, that's it. That's game the other direction. But instead, they managed to take it. Abed, of course, also snatching that Aegis. All those plays, super solid stuff from Evil Geniuses as well as from Quincy Crew. But that's not it. We still have more games to be played in this best of 3. But for now, we're going to go to a quick break.